welcome to your collective reading for the sign of Scorpio. We're going to start you off today, Scorpio, with a overall lying tarot card here from my favorite holographic deck. This card is just going to tie us into the reading. Overall, in the end, we've got the Three of Embers, so the Three of Wands. That talks about your ships coming in, some sort of new opportunities. Something about that is going to be talked about as the overlying message in this reading. Let's get you an animal deck card. Give me one animal deck card for the sign of Scorpio. Okay, you've got, oh, my favorite, orcas. You got the orca whale. Let's see what it says. Orca whale, adventure. Dare to do things differently, Scorpio. Sing your wild song, manifest your travel dreams, attempt the great journey with confidence. Attempt the great journey with confidence. Wow. So really talking about like, what's that thing that you've always wanted to do, or what's something that you feel like you could use more of in your life? Like it's giving you, God, source, the universe is saying like, you have permission to do whatever the heck you want. So do it. Be loyal. Friends and family are your treasures. Be brave. You are more powerful than you know. Here's that card for you to look at. That's beautiful. And orcas are such a, a family and tribal based spirit animal. Their friends, their family, their collective is really important to them. So Scorpios are extremely loyal. That speaks volumes about you guys. But there's something here about like a great adventure. And with the Three of Wands here being the very first card that came out for you, Scorpio, it's something like saying that, you've been waiting for an opportunity. You're waiting for the right time to just go for it and go on to that adventurous, let that adventurous side of yourself out. And perhaps because of that loyalty to like family and to home structures and things like that, at times you feel like you don't have that freedom quite as much as you might like. That's sort of what I'm gathering from that. So let's just get you a Moonology card here. See what comes out for you today, Scorpio. Okay, we've got the end of a tough cycle approaches, full moon in Capricorn. All right, so perhaps you have Capricorn somewhere in your chart, or you're dealing with a Capricorn, or you're a Capricorn moon. This is really talking about how, full moon energy helps you to release things. We just had a recent full moon, but they're constantly coming around every lunar cycle. And there's something here about a tough chapter in your life is ending, which would align with this whole like, hey, you've got the freedom here to actually move forward with a little bit more fun and joy in your life, Scorpio. Capricorns are known for being extremely hardworking. They can tend to be a lot of like, no fun, all work, not enough fun. And they always say you want to have a nice balance. You want to have a nice work-life balance. So here we've got the number 7 for you. That could be a lucky number, a number that you're seeing a lot of lately. And it is the oracle card or the Kipper card of message. So perhaps there is a text message, a letter, some sort of information coming in that you're going to be aware of that is going to help you, get along in this what seems like going to be a fun aspect of your upcoming journey. So these are the cards that came out first. We're going to go ahead and jump into the tarot, and we're going to see what is going on for you. And I'm just going to do a freestyle reading for you today, Scorpio. So I'm going to just use my intuition as the cards fall to get an idea of what is going on in your life right now. And this is intended to be a timeless reading. Remember, it's not an individualized reading, so some of it might resonate, some of it might not. Whatever is for you, take it for you. Whatever is for somebody else, leave it for somebody else. There's no gender in tarot, so it could just easily be male, female energy. We all have Milo, yin and yang energies within us. So let's get started. Give me a reading for the sign of Scorpio. What does Scorpio need to know regarding this? Okay, you just got the random first card in the deck here. It says, what we see in the symbology of the tarot derives a larger measure of our own intuition, and what's revealed reflects back upon each of us to further enrich our lives. So, okay, this is just like a reminder what this deck is about. This is a beautiful brand new deck that I just got, but it really talks about like, remember what I'm gathering from that card even popping out at all for you is that you're supposed to be using your divine intuition as I read these cards for you. So take this reading as it resonates for you. It's really important that you decipher not just the words that I say, but the feeling behind it. So let's see, what's the reading for the sign of Scorpio? First card that you got here is the Two of Wands. And the first card that you got was the Three of Wands. So again, the Two of Wands talks about making a choice, talks about travel. It talks about deciding whether you're going to go one direction or another. Give me another one, please. We've got the Eight of Pentacles. So again, along this theme of the Capricorn moon energy, where the Eight of Pentacles is the hardest working guy in the tarot. Perhaps you've been really bogged down with work lately, Scorpio. You know, the Eight of Pentacles, she is a person who really works on their craft, loves what they do passionately, and they can just sit there and teeter all day long, and they don't feel like they're, you know, missing on anything because they just love their work so much. But then we've got the Two of Swords here, which talks about a choice. So what is this choice that you're contemplating? It's under the moon. What's this choice? So in your emotions, you're contemplating something. Of course, your card fell. Let me grab that for you. Let's see what we got. We've got Two of Pentacles. So Two of Swords and the Two of Pentacles. That's very much that, like, you know, idea of going back and forth. Like, what do I do? Something has to do with wanting to travel, work really being something that you deeply love and that is something that you deeply enjoy. But yet there's something here about, like, you know, life is short. There's time for adventure too. Three of Pentacles was that first card that came in. I think I said Three of Wands. I'm sorry, it was Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles talks about working together with other people, collaboration. But then you did have that Two of Wands, which is sort of the similar energy of Three of Wands. Your ship's coming in, making a decision of which direction you want to go in. The Hangman. So you're deeply contemplating this right now, Scorpio. You're deeply contemplating what your next move is. Okay, so let's clarify. What's the Two of Wands here for Scorpio and the current energy? What's the Two of Wands? Okay, so we've got some anxiety, Scorpio. The Two of Wands here is clarified by the Nine of Swords, which can talk about, you know, maybe wanting that freedom, we would love to go ahead and go on a great adventure, but you feel like there's just too much at the moment bogging you down. And yeah, you've got Five of Wands here. So perhaps you've got a lot of people relying on you, a lot of people pulling you in different directions. This is here to clarify the Eight of Wands, which is, again, that really hardworking female or male card. So this person, AKA you, Scorpio, is really working hard and feels like everybody wants a piece of them. Everybody wants to pull them in every single direction. It's like maybe work, personal, family, friends, you know, significant others, whoever it might be, children. It can be, you know, just anybody. It could be romantic, platonic, business endeavors that are pulling you in every direction as you're trying to really focus in on your work, because you're looking to accomplish something here. And yet at the same time, you sort of hope for an opportunity for what maybe when the work is done, that you feel like you'll have that freedom to go on and do something on your own. Here's the High Priestess for you. So your intuition, it's clarifying the Two of Swords here. Your intuition is telling you that at some point you'll know when the time is right to make that decision, whatever that decision is that you have at the forefront of your mind right now. Two of Pentacles, what are you comparing? What are two things that you're comparing here? Okay, so you've got the Seven of Wands. That talks about guarding your heart. So when you're talking about the Two of Pentacles to the Seven of Wands in this type of reading, I'm gathering that in the past, you've been very guarded. Seven of Wands is a guarded heart energy. It's somebody who's literally like, my heart chakra is kind of shut off to people. I don't let people in very easily, which Scorpios do not. Scorpios have a hard shell. They love very deeply, but they're not always super expressive about that love. And also with that Capricorn moon, if you have a Capricorn moon, you're definitely not super verbal about how you feel about people in a deep sense, but you do feel very deeply for people and you show it in other ways. What's the Hanged Man here for Scorpio? Hanged Man, please, for Scorpio, please clarify it. Hanged Man for Scorpio. We've got Six of Cups. Okay, so Six of Cups talks about reminiscing, talks about, you know, it can be childhood memories that you're reminiscing on. It could be past relationships, whether they be platonic or romantic, that you're thinking about, and you're comparing them. So there's something here about like the Hanged Man being this energy of like you are sort of turning upside down, looking at past relationships or past opportunities that you've had in work or past platonic, again, childhood type stuff or adulthood wounds that have happened, whether they're childhood or adulthood or teenage, whatever, wounds that have happened in the past. You're looking at them and you're contemplating like, okay, so my heart has been guarded in the past. I know why my heart was guarded in the past because I've been hurt in the past in some way probably, right? That's usually why we start to guard our heart, or my emotions weren't sort of respected. My needs weren't really met by others, so I met them on my own. And in the current energy, you're feeling like you're instinctually knowing with your intuition that you're going to know when it's the right time to make some sort of choice here that has to do with not letting people tell you what to do anymore. Being somebody who says like, look, I love my work. I'm passionate about my work. I love deeply whatever I put my energy into, be that again, work relationships, platonic relationships, romantic relationships, friendships, whatever it is, family dynamics. I put a lot of work into that, but at times I feel like I'm being pulled in every single direction by, everybody and their mom. So there's times where I just want to get away. I want to make a choice to just like choose myself, get away, but it gives me anxiety, I think, because there's a lot of deep ties here for you, Scorpio. Again, with that Orca being your very first card that came out and talking about dare to do things differently, sing your wild song, manifest your travel dreams, attempt the great journey with confidence, be loyal, friends and family are your treasures, be brave, you're more powerful than you know. Again, that Orca energy is such a they live in their pods, right? They literally live with their families forever. Like some people in certain cultures, like you go off at like the age of 18 and you never come back home. But in other cultures, it's like very much like the Orca, it's like the Latin culture. Like a lot of the times, they live with their parents until they're, married, and sometimes even like then the parents get older, they move in with them. Let's get a 5-card outcome for Scorpio. What's the outcome of the overlying message? Tie in this message that they have here with the number 7, please. Okay, we got 2 cards that popped out. Oh, the 10 of Cups. That's very happy card. That was the first one that you got out, reminding you that this reading is meant to be interpreted by you as well as it's meant to be interpreted by me. So 10 of Cups clarified by the 7 of Pentacles. Whatever you're working on right now, Scorpio, whether it be your romantic, platonic, family, or work endeavors, it's going to bear a ton of fruit. It's going to make you really, really happy, and maybe it's in multiple aspects of your life here. With the Knight of Cups, it could be talking about a romantic endeavor. It could be saying like, hey, maybe you found somebody that really does make you think like they're worth the investment because the happiness feels like it's there. And for Scorpios, investing in somebody isn't something they take lightly. There's a lot of passion here with this person, so you're very sexually attracted to this person's very attracted to you. But the Knight of Wands can tend to be kind of emotionally closed off. So it's a very contradictive energy here. You've got the Knight of Wands, who's like here for a short time, not a long time. He's not a super committed guy. He's kind of a playboy. So he's somebody who is really excited and really passionate in one moment, but then he retreats, right? He's like sort of an anxious avoidant, okay? So if you don't know what an anxious avoidant is, look that up. That's a attachment style that comes from childhood wounding. And some people are anxious attached, and often anxious attached finds anxious avoidant, and they have this like push-pull dynamic. The goal for everyone from a psychological perspective is to be in a secure attached relationship where one person can go because they have the full trust of the other person to say, hey, like, I know you're going to come back. Like you're really busy with whatever family, life, whatever dynamic, traveling, doing whatever it is that you're doing, because I see travel here. But I'm securely attached to you to the point where I know like you'll come back, and like I know that you're not out there like doing anything that's against what we're building here, right? But the contrary to that Knight of Wands, which is super passionate but again anxious avoidant, is the Knight of Cups. And he can be a very deeply emotional knight. Like he loves a lot, and his goal is to get that cup to the Queen of Cups, who's the most loving queen in the tarot. And it's saying here that whatever you are working on right now, 7 of Pentacles, whatever you are investing in, again, be it platonic, romantic, however it is, family, whatever situation it is, it's bringing you the 10 of Cups. And your intuition is telling you that. Like you could be really, really happy here in the coming future because this is your outcome. So give me 2 more cards for the outcome here. We've got the Justice. The Justice talks about things coming to light for you. So the Justice card isn't like, oh, like the justice wand is coming down to like, you know, pull out all of the things that you've done wrong or anything like that. The justice is more like if anything's been karmically imbalanced in your life. So again, if there's been more work than play in the future here, you've got opportunities where the scales are going to be balanced. And it's asking you to have strength. You know, you have to have strength. You have to have confidence in yourself to stand up maybe to some of those people who, again, pull you in every which direction. I mean, when you look at this card, you don't need to be a tarot reader to understand that that's, you know, people are sort of bickering. They're not fighting per se, but they're definitely having like, they're pulling, they're trying to collaborate and work together, but yet they're asking, in this case, the person with the Eight of Pentacles, everybody wants a piece of them. Kind of an energy. Let's see here. We've got the Two of Cups in your future outcome here. So that talks about partnerships. It's typically seen as a romantic partnership. It talks about like soulmates. It talks about finding your soulmate. It talks about somebody that you feel like you have a reciprocal energy with here with the Six of Pentacles. So you're genuinely starting to feel like this dynamic that you've stepped into here romantically. I think it's romantic. I think that there's a work aspect here, but I think there's also a romantic aspect here, but that you're starting to finally feel here in the coming future energy that the person that you've chosen very carefully, because Scorpios don't choose romantic partners lightly, is somebody that equally gives and takes. So that really does show more of a secure, attached relationship on both sides, where it's like they know that there's a balanced scale there, that it's like, you know, it's not somebody that takes and takes and takes and doesn't give back. So one person might, you know, give more emotionally, another person might give more, you know, generously in other ways, but in order for a relationship dynamic to really flourish and function, Scorpio, I'm getting here that, you know, you need to have a work-life balance. You need to show the emotions more than keeping them guarded all the time. That Seven of Wands that came out there for you. Because, yeah, you guard your heart very, very much so in that moon energy. And that is very much a water energy. So Scorpio, I think what's going on here is very clear. There is some sort of end to a tough cycle that is coming up here for you. The universe is reminding you, hey, like you have the freedom, even though you live in this pod, to actually enjoy yourself, go on those adventures that you want. You can collaborate with others. It's safe to do so. And there will be a message coming in, an opportunity. So perhaps there will be something that pops up in your, I don't know, in your phone. You get a text message from somebody inviting you to go somewhere, or you get a work email that says that you've got some free time coming up and that you finally feel like you're liberated enough to take that adventure that you're seeking. Or perhaps it's something more internal, where it's like you send a message to somebody that says, hey, you know what? Like I have free time and I want to do something that I want to do, right? Okay. So again, just to re-clarify here for you, you had the Two of Wands with the Nine of Swords, which talks about having two choices, wanting to go travel somewhere possibly, but thinking that maybe you're solidified at home. It gives you anxiety to take the jump one way or the other. You work extremely hard, Scorpio, and people all like want a piece of you. Everybody wants a piece of Scorpio, whether that be romantic, platonic, family, work, you know, everybody just comes to you for everything. And you're just like, I just want to do what I love to do. I'm really good at what I do. And like, yeah, I like to delegate certain things because I don't need to be making every minutia right decision for everybody all the time. Two of Swords to the High Priestess. You intuitively will know. So this is like a little warm blanket from the universe saying like, don't worry, Scorpio, you're going to know when the time is right to make this choice. You are here contemplating something about your past wounds, something about like, you know, when do I know if it's safe? When do I know it's okay to really let somebody in to that guarded heart space? Or how do I protect my aura, my being, myself, my peace? How do I protect my peace from all of these people that are constantly trying to get like a piece of me? Or how do I know that the person that I'm dealing with is safe enough to give, you know, a piece of myself to really fully, or in a more in-depth way? Because there's something here about how in the past there's been wounds that either go back to your childhood or past relationships or past work dynamics where people have either screwed you over in some way, have done something that has hurt you, and that's where that wound comes from. This tough cycle is ending, Scorpio. Like that energy is leaving. It's leaving the building. It's going. It's gone. But you're still contemplating and sitting on it from time to time. I don't think you're ruminating it as much as maybe you once were. Over here we say that the Seven of Pentacles, which is your investments, whether they be romantic, platonic, friendship, whatever, your investments are bringing you 10 of Cups happiness. 10 of Cups is the maximum number of cups of happiness that one can get in the tarot. You've got your Knight of Wands here compared to your Knight of Cups. So two very different internal battles within you. There's a part of your heart that's super like passionate and like, you know, wants to be impulsive and wants to like do things just all free willy-nilly, and I just heard free willy, the orcas here, that wants to just like be free and do whatever you want to do. There's another part of you that's like, you know, but then when they do that, they immediately like retreat back. Like they're just like, oh, that was naughty of me, or that was impulsive of me, or like I need to be more grounded and collected than that. But there's a fiery, like I'm getting a Sagittarius, Aries, Leo vibe in you somewhere. Perhaps it's about your work, or maybe it's about your romantic interest, but there's definitely a lot of passion there. But yet at the same time, while there's a lot of passion, there's deep emotion too, whether you really open up about that or not. So you're not just there as a playboy energy or a playgirl energy. You're there as a person who is very passionate, but at the same time, like holds the feelings really close to your vest, but they are there. So Strength to the Justice card here really talks about like, you know, that karmic balance coming into order. You need to have the strength to make the decision of when to put your foot down, and really put that sort of truth there that says, hey, like, this is what's best for me, and I'm prioritizing myself right now. Because ultimately there's a partnership here coming up in your future, if it's not already here right now, where you feel like there is, I just love how pretty these cards are, where you really feel like there is a reciprocity there. There's an equal balance, okay? So like, it's not like one person is giving excessively more to the other person. Both people are insecure, working towards, or insecure attachment style with each other. But there is something here about your emotions that you're holding back. And King of Pentacles. Okay, so perhaps I'm tapping into a Scorpio collective that has Virgo somewhere deeply in their chart, because the King of Pentacles, he's the most financially stable king in the tarot. So he's 1/4 of the Emperor, but he's the most financially stable and the most grounded form of the Emperor. Capricorn is also Earth energy. So there's something here about like, you don't let your emotions come out so quickly, because you like to keep yourself grounded. You like to keep your feet firmly planted on the ground. And maybe there's some fear there that if you do, you know, release your emotions, that you're going to sort of lose your ability to stand on solid footing. So this is the overall message that I have for you today, collective. I'm going to grab one last card, because I always love to end my readings with a cheeky little message that I think might speak to you. And today I'm going to pick this deck all the way over here that I really want, but I'm just going to go ahead and reach for it. All right, this is the deck that I'm picking for you. It is the Listen Bit card deck, and these are just some cheeky messages that the universe wants to remind you of about yourself. So let's see what you get. You've got, listen, B, drown out the noise and keep doing you. And there's a unicorn there to remind you, Scorpio, that you are in fact one of a kind. You are a unicorn. So let's just get some dice here to see who you might be dealing with. This could be the first initial of your name, first initial of your person's name that comes to mind. If this is a romantic reading for you, it could be the state that you live in. It could be some sort of business endeavor that's coming up, that you see letters here that, you know, you're gonna reflect on and decide what it actually means to you. So let me grab my notepad here and let's see what we've got. We've got the letter B. We've got J, N, S, N, A, O, H, E, T, I, O, D, N, W, R, G, R again, X, Y, A, O, and the letter L. Okay, so these are the letters I have for you, Scorpio. Go ahead and pause that if you want. That's a G. Sorry, that's a very ugly G, but that's a G. So these are the letters that I have popping up for you, Scorpio. This again could be either the name of a person that you're dealing with. It could be the first or last initial of your, business, of your town, of your city. It could be a plethora of things, but this is just like a fun way to reiterate that this might be your reading. So this is what I have for you today, Scorpio. I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.